Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So the Trump slump has officially begun. This is what we all knew was coming, what we warned about. They didn't want to listen. But anyway, the August jobs report was just released this morning, and it's horrific news. It's so bad, in fact, that Donald Trump is actually trying to use Epstein to distract all of us. That's how bad it is. I mean, you can't make this shit up. I have all that news. Plus, I have some new related polling that shows that even Donald Trump voters are starting to lose patience. They have lost faith and they just don't think that he is improving the economy. Before I share all of those details, though, please hit the subscribe button below this video. It really helps the show. I greatly appreciate your help. So thank you in advance. So here is the latest on Donald Trump's failing economy. Unemployment is up and jobs have plummeted. That's basically it in a nutshell. According to reports that were released this morning, unemployment crept up to 4.3%, and the U.S. added only 22,000 non-farm jobs in August. So far below the 80,000 that was predicted by analysts. The July figures also were revised upwards, which they typically are revised either up or down. They were revised upward, though, only by a few thousand. So there are now only 79,000 being reported for the month of July. Totally abysmal. Still very weak if you look at the recent past. Also, and I should remove this for you guys. So unemployment claims, they said, rose to 237,000 for just last week. Not the month, just last week. That is the highest that it's been since fall of 2021. So when we were in the midst of a global pandemic, or, just maybe coming out of it, like not even, that's how bad it is. And check out this graph. So Trump claims he's bringing manufacturing back, right? That's what this whole tariff push is about. Well, manufacturing is down 12%. In fact, if you look at this chart, almost every single industry is showing negative growth. And what little growth we have is coming primarily from education and healthcare. Leisure and hospitality, as you can see here, what is that, 28% or whatever? It's up slightly, but how long is that going to last? I mean, we're in the summer months. So that's to be expected, that they're going to be hiring and they're going to be busier than usual. But we've seen what's going on with travel. We've seen how it's completely tanking. And then look at this next graph. This is very telling. Trump also and his base likes to talk about how, wages are increasing. Wages are up since Trump took office. This graph shows the opposite. It shows that wages are dropping. And keep in mind, these graphs, or not the graphs themselves, but the source of the data is from Donald Trump's Labor Department. So he can't claim, this came from a Biden person, a Biden holdover. These are, deep state Biden appointees or whatever. These are his people. This is his pick. Remember, he just ousted the last person from the Labor Department. So this is his person. And his Labor Department is now reporting there are more applicants than there are available jobs. The reports show there are 7.2 million Americans that are looking for jobs right now and only 7.18 million available jobs. So you know what that does? That decreases wages. When you have too many workers looking for jobs, you have too many out of work people, and they are desperate, and jobs are hard to find, and they're all fighting over the same ones, employers can then offer less money. It is the complete opposite of what we've had over the last several years. And then to make matters worse, analysts were predicting or are predicting, I should say, the next inflation report is going to show more inflation. It's going to show prices rising. That makes it really tricky for the Fed because, as you all know, Donald Trump wants them to desperately to cut interest rates. But here's the thing. When you cut interest rates, that very likely will increase inflation. But then if they don't cut interest rates, then you have more pressure on businesses. So that further erodes the job market because, if money is more expensive to borrow, then businesses don't invest in their companies. They don't take out a loan to add another employee, or they don't take out a loan to expand the business. And so now you have this, simmering job market where nothing's moving. So this is the stagflation scenario. This is what we warned about months ago. And Trump's economic failures are not going over well with the public and even with some of his own voters. And the reason we know this is because of how many people are now saying, yeah, this isn't working out. So take a look at the latest polling on these issues and how people think Donald Trump is doing.
Economy is getting worse. You go back to November of 2024, it's 42%. Look at where this number is now in September of 2025, 56%. And get this, just 27% of Americans think the economy is getting better. On jobs and unemployment, we are on the wrong track or the right track. Back in January, the plurality said right track, 40%. Wrong track was 32%. Look at this. The wrong track leaps up to 48%. The right track down from 40% to 33%. Net approval, jobs and employment, December of 2024. Joe Biden was underwater at -8 points. Donald Trump gets in. He goes up +9 points net approval on jobs and employment. But look at where Donald Trump is now, -13 points. What is that? That's a 24-point drop since January of 2025. Joe Biden, who of course was in the basement, and yet Donald Trump is even lower down than him. You can barely get an elevator that goes that low.
So Biden was literally in the basement during his first run. And, then they refer to him in the basement as far as his numbers. And Donald Trump is even lower than that. He's sub-basement level. So almost 9 months into Donald Trump's presidency, and his voters are starting to understand why he was a failure all his life, why he filed for bankruptcy so many times, why all of his businesses failed. So, Donald Trump has been looking at all of this, and he has decided to course correct and try something new. Just kidding. Of course he's not. No, he's trying to distract all of us. He doesn't want us to pay attention to that. So, unbelievably, he's using Epstein. He is using the Epstein case seemingly to distract from this horrific jobs market report. After this report was published today, he had a total meltdown on his failing social media site. So let me bring this up for you. I'll read you what he said in part because it's so long. Quote, "The confused and badly failing Democrat Party did nothing about Jeffrey Epstein while he was alive except befriend him, socialize with him, travel to his island, and take his money. They knew everything there was to know about Epstein. But now, years after his death, they, out of nowhere, are seeming to show such love and heartfelt concern for his victims. Does anybody really believe that? Where were they during his where were they during his public trials and for all of those years before his death? The answer is nowhere to be found. The now dying, after the DOJ gave thousands of pages of documents in full compliance with a very comprehensive and exacting subpoena from Congress, Epstein case was only brought back to life by the radical left Democrats because they are doing so poorly, with the lowest poll numbers in the history of the party, 16%, while the Republicans are doing so well, among the highest approval numbers the party has ever had. The Dems don't care about the victims, as proven by the fact that they never did before. So rich, coming from Epstein's best friend, isn't it? I mean, this is the guy who just recently transferred Epstein's convicted co-conspirator, a convicted child predator, to a day spa. That's basically what it is, a day spa that passes for a prison camp. And yet he's going to talk about the Democrats who were hanging out with and socializing with Epstein when he was over there doing the white man overbite, pretending that he knows how to dance with a bunch of women. It is just beyond hypocrisy. But you would not believe, actually, you guys would. I mean, it's Kool-Aid Central where he posted this. So, of course, all of the Kool-Aid drinkers over there, they're just, drunk on this red stuff. And so they're posting down below his post. Oh, we love you. Oh, this is horrible how they're treating you. Barely anyone took issue with this. There was one post that I saw after scrolling through so many. So yeah, it's just pathetic. I mean, it is a cult. It literally is a cult. And for the MAGA people who don't like that, if you don't like it, then get out. If you don't like it, then be honest. If you don't like being called a cult member, if you don't like people referring to you as a cult member and saying that it's a cult, then show some freaking independence. Show that you actually have a brain and that you can use it, and that you don't just go along with and believe anything that the dear leader says. And until you do that, you're a fucking cult member. And we're not going to say anything otherwise. It's just a fact. So, you don't like it? Do something about it. Change it. Anyway, guys, more news coming through I see on my computer screen. Anyway, I will let you know if I hear any more about or when I hear more about all of this. But yeah, very, very interesting that, it's hitting the fan and we're only 9 months in. Imagine how bad it's going to be in another year. All right. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.